this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. Welcome back to our Vampire Amazon series, the first episode we are having in the new year, which is so exciting. But I want to let everyone know that this month, so the month of January, we will be having double episodes of Vampire Amazon, so that's continuing. It's going to be every Thursday and Friday, so keep your eyes peeled throughout this month for Vampire Amazon episodes coming out on Thursday and Friday. Okay, with that announcement done, we need to pick up where we left off because there was a bunch of things happening. I am super excited for where this is going. So Oriana snuck into the dungeon and conversed with Sol, found out everything that's happening. Then she spoke to Zelda, who asked for a favor. So Oriana did a secret favor for her friend, and she found the Queen's favor, which Zelda won during the Royal Tournament and has managed to bring it back. Now she needs to go ahead and convince Queen Wisteria to pay her twin sister one last visit before the execution so that Zelda can ask for her life to be spared. Okay, I think I've covered everything. Let's dive right in. Oh, look at these dungeon doors. They were so beautiful when they were empty, and now they have all our vampires in it, and I'm so sad. But okay, guys. We are going to get Oriana to head to the throne room. Let's see. She is going to head to the throne room. Just going to fly there as a bat. Everyone's kind of occupied with different things. Oriana. Sometimes... Okay, there we go. There we go. They take a little bit to get to where they need to, but that is fine. She has come back to the throne room, and Princess Aphrodite, so everyone's been occupied while she's been, sneaking around. Aphrodite is going to be interrupted. Her lessons are going to be interrupted a little bit because Oriana is going to ask to speak to the Queen. So she is going to try and approach this in as logical a way as she can. She's going to hug her first, let her know that she's on Wisteria's side and comfort her as well. So I think initially in everyone's minds it's going to be that Wisteria is this tyrannical figure who doesn't give a crap about her family members anymore. She's just throwing executions left, right, and she, doesn't even care to see her sister saved at all. That's what everyone's thinking right now. And Oriana is going to ask to speak with her. Princess Aphrodite is going to be excused. So she is going to leave the chamber. What can she do? Oh goodness, the vampires need to be fed pretty soon. But let's see, is there any other member of the family she could potentially get some guidance from? Well, everyone... Oh my goodness! Everyone except for Oriana and the Queen, like in their generation, is locked up. Well, that's helpful. And Oriana is currently busy. What about Saphira, actually? How far along is Saphira? You guys are the same rank, I think. Huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna get the princess to maybe practice some punching. So I'll get her to practice a fitness skill because unfortunately right now she cannot... Actually, no. She can... Can she spa? Can they do a vampiric spa, I wonder? Let's see. I don't see it anyway here. Unless they don't have enough. Maybe because they're like the same kind of level. Well, in that case, we'll get her to just practice punching with Saphira. So they'll both do that. And while that's occurring, Oriana is going to do some of chatting. She's going to do some chatting. Okay, we want you to brew some potions. Let's do a potion of plentiful needs. So Zora is going to be excused as well to give them some privacy. Now, as Oriana is chatting with Queen Wisteria, she's gonna get a sense that Wisteria is really disheartened by the turn of events. So, in Wisteria's eyes, guys, we have to understand that she was visiting Isadora, and Isadora is the one who twisted facts around. And I mean, can Wisteria really help thinking what she does, that these members of the Coven are a risk? Because there is truth in the fact that there were soldiers in Forgotten Hollow. There is truth in the fact that those soldiers visited Rowan and Zelda with Soul present. So, and then Soul's obviously not denying that she's led a rebellion. So who can she trust? And then her blood sister, Isadora, is telling her that their other sister is planning a rebellion against her. And yes, we know Isadora is evil, but Isadora has been doing her job as castle keeper really well, right? All these years in Wisteria's reign. So can we really blame Wisteria if she's being influenced by all of these things? It's like believing one sister over the other, right? So she doesn't really want to see her twin die this way because they've had the differences, but at the same time, she's never felt the need to suddenly execute her sister, right? And she, at this point, feels like there's nothing she can do. This needs to be done to protect the Coven. Now, this is where Oriana is gonna try and convince her, well, if you regret it this much, I mean, the Queen said, yes, this is an unfortunate turn of events, but I'm sorry, I will not take back my word. I won't. So Oriana is saying, well, don't forget that even though things might have come to this, you did love each other once, and you may even love each other still. So before you kind of send your sister to the chopping block, you should give her one last visit, because if there's anything you need to tell her or say to her, you won't get another chance. So that's the angle Oriana is taking, and Wisteria is, I think, going to heed Oriana's advice, because Oriana has always given good advice, right? And let's see, she's always been level-headed and kind. So the Queen is going to pay her twin sister one last visit at like 2:25 a.m. Now she cannot travel as a bat, so she's actually going to come on down here. So she is going to excuse herself, and she's going to go down to the dungeon, leaving Oriana behind. Thankfully, at this point, Oriana knows that she has pretty much managed to save Zelda's life, because once Zelda talks to the Queen with the Queen's favor, everything will be sorted, for her at least. And I think Oriana's feeling a little bit better about it as well, because after she spoke to the Queen, she realized that the Queen's not that cold-hearted. She does feel upset for her sister's impending death, and that's given her a little bit of hope. So the Queen's going to come on down. She's going to see Saphira and Aphrodite training down here, and I think her heart's going to soften a little bit as well after seeing the two cousins together. I mean, this is Zelda's daughter, this is her daughter, they're training together, they're taking their role seriously, so that might soften kind of her heart for Zelda as well. Okay, she is going to, let's see, she has a key to this dungeon, so she's gonna go on inside to meet her sister one last time in her mind before her sister is going to be sent off to be executed. And you can see, as soon as she's come into the cell, she's immediately gotten immensely sad, because she knows that she's ordering her sister's execution. Her sister's going to die. So let's go ahead. I'm thinking suddenly of like when they were toddlers. They were so cute when they were hugging each other, and it has come to this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Another thing that I'm noticing all of a sudden, well, actually, Wisteria's in her dark form. Yeah, that's right. Wisteria, I was like, why do they look different? It's almost like Saphira and Galaxia. But no, Wisteria's in her dark form. That's why her eyes are red, and she's wearing like she's got really dark clothes on right now, because she's in that mood. She's in a very different zone to what she normally is. She is going to, let's see, complain about problems. She's gonna complain to her sister about turning against her and how she didn't want to do any of this, but Zelda brought it upon herself. They've had their differences in the past, but she didn't think those differences were big enough to plan a revolt and a rebellion against her. She's basically gonna vent to Zelda. And Zelda's listening to all of this. She's gonna listen to all of this, and I don't think Zelda is gonna deny anything, because at this point, if Zelda denies anything, then like what's the point of proving herself innocent, if you get what I mean? The queen's dead set on kind of Zelda's role in this whole thing, and I mean, if there was a chance of the queen accepting that Zelda was innocent, she wouldn't have ordered her execution anyways. So there's really nothing Zelda can say that's going to prove her innocence. But Zelda's not worried about that, because that's not why she wants the queen here. Instead, Zelda is going to go ahead and tell the queen of the time when they had their royal tournament, and she is going to remind the queen that you gave me a favor and I have yet to claim. Right? And she is going to give the queen, let's see, where's my friendly interactions? She is going to first apologize to the queen and say that she should have known better than to be led astray. She's gonna apologize to the queen, right, for whatever the queen thinks she's done. And then she is going to give the queen the favor that was given to her and say that she's claiming it now. So let's get the queen to accept this. Zelda's claiming this favor now. Let's see. She's really taking her time to talk this up. Come on, Zelda. Come on, Zelda. Your life is on the line. We don't want to dilly-dally. Oh. Why isn't it working? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. You're not gonna have enough space. Like, what's going on? Ay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's get the queen to go there. I mean, they're in a tight space, so I kind of understand how this is a little bit of an awkward exchange. Come on, though. Come on. We can do this. We can... Nope. Hold on a second. Do we have to go there? Sorry, guys. This is taking a little bit of time. That's okay. This is like the amount of time it's taking her to convince the queen. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's try now. Let's try now. Wisteria! Wisteria! What's going on, honey? What's going on, Wisteria? Zelda's kind of struggling. Zelda's struggling to give you this gift that we want her to give you. Come on, guys. Come on. Oriana's probably so stressed right now. She doesn't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. There we go. She's going to remind the queen that there was a favor granted to her, and she is claiming that favor now. So here we go. She's giving it to the queen, and the queen's seeing that favor, and let's see, what's her reaction going to be? Okay, the queen, I think, is going to be surprised and a little bit hopeful suddenly, right? Because she is not going to go against her word. But she's given her word for two things. One's an execution and one's a favor. So she's, I think, hopefully going to wait for what Zelda's asking. And Zelda's going to ask the queen to spare her life and allow her to resume her role as priestess under Queen Wisteria. And Wisteria is going to grant that favor. So Zelda has claimed her favor and her freedom. So now the queen is going to apologize for the situation that they both found themselves in. And she is, I mean, she still believes that Zelda led a rebellion, but at this point, the queen is, like, she doesn't care. She's wanting to spare her sister somehow without seeming like an irresponsible monarch in front of everyone else. So she has spared Zelda, and she is going to exact a promise from Zelda that she never do something like this again. She never do something that is going to threaten Wisteria's rule and threaten their relationship as sisters. So there we go. With that said, with that done, we are going to unlock this and allow Zelda her freedom. So they are both going to come out now. So Zelda's been freed. She had her narrow escape, guys. Zelda has been freed. So both of them, they're gonna come on out. I have to say, I am happy that Zelda's not dying. I love Zelda. I love my twins too much. I love my twins too much. And now we are going to lock the door for everyone. So that dungeon cell is empty, and Zelda has managed to come out. And I honestly think Wisteria feels a little bit better as well, because she found some excuse to spare her sister. But that doesn't mean she has changed her mind about Rowan and Sol. Now, unfortunately for Rowan, this is it's just not good, because she can't prove her innocence anyhow. She doesn't have a favor to to claim from the queen like Zelda does, and there's like, who's gonna... Zelda could testify for her, but then again the queen still thinks that Zelda was involved, and so in the queen's mind the testimony of a criminal doesn't help another criminal. And then Sol definitely did do it, so the event did happen. They were at the Creature Cradle. At this point, it's just bad luck for Rowan. Just bad luck. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong set of people, and that's going to cost her her life. And also, I think because they don't have any kids right now that are being looked after by the broodmother, the queen is not feeling very generous when it comes to that. And it honestly doesn't help the fact that Rowan's relationship with the other coven members, that's gone down quite a bit, because she lived away for most of her life, unfortunately. So it's like 4:20 a.m. All of this happened over the course of the night. Zelda found her narrow escape, but now the queen is going to get the coven ready for the executions of Rowan and of Sol. So let's get all of that done, and we'll see where we pick up and with what. My goodness, guys, it has been so long since we have visited the execution chamber at Castle Sheba, and it's even more surreal because this is where we had our very first traitor executed, if you guys remember, which was Lady Eleanor Cavador. So Rowan is following in the footsteps, I think, of her great-grandmother, and that is depressing. Her great-great-grandmother, because I think it was Rowan, then it was... Jeez, was it... It was definitely not Infidora. It was Rowan, and I can't even remember. Rowan, what was your mother's name? This is so bad. I know there was an Elena. I know there was an Ophelia, and then there was Persephone? Let's take a look at Rowan's family tree, because we're just about to lose it in a second. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. So her great-grandmother was Eleanor. So I'm not missing anyone. I thought I was missing a character in between. No, we had Rowan's mother was Persephone, and then we had Lady Ophelia, her mother, and her great-grandmother was a traitor. Now, Rowan is not a traitor, of course, but she's dying the same death that her great-grandmother did. And unfortunately, the darned legacy of the Cavador, the original Cavador, has caught up to Rowan. Oh my goodness, but everyone is here in the execution chamber. Well, not the whole coven. Only the members needed for the execution. So Oh, as you can see, Oriana, not Oriana, geez. Lady Rowan and Lady Soul are lined up in here. Lady Zora is also present because she is going to be the executioner. Then we have our queen, Wisteria, along with the flippin' dastardly Lady Isadora, who is the whole reason why Rowan is having to die, is because of this one right here, and also because of her that Lady Zelda almost died. Thank goodness she won that favor though from the tournament, otherwise she would have been screwed. But they are going to be watching this execution take place, and Zora is going to step inside. So let's go ahead. She's going to step inside. It is daytime, so if the sun doesn't get them, something else will. We are going to go ahead. I don't think they should be moving around, but just in case, we are going to lock that door, and then we are going to... I don't know if we need to lock this door. I suppose we can. I don't want everyone rushing in. So we're going to lock those doors. Obviously, Zora is going to be safe from this whole thing, but she is the one who has been tasked with carrying out the executions. So without further ado, I feel so bad. I don't like, because when Zora, Lady Zora, helped Soul out, Soul told her that she would take all the responsibility, but I don't think Zora realized that if Soul ends up taking responsibility, Zora's the one who's going to have to kill her. I don't think she realized. But the alchemist has kind of become the executioner under Queen Wisteria's reign as well. All the executing is pretty much being done by Lady Zora. So she's gonna get started with Rowan first. I feel so bad. Rowan, you're so precious. She's smiling till the very end. Because I think even though Rowan can't prove her sincerity, like this chamber, the execution chamber, is a place she's only heard of in stories, in her histories, in her family history. The fact that a great grandmother shamed the coven and died here, and in the next 3 generations spent their time trying to like prove themselves, right? And make right what her great grandmother made wrong. And even though she is now having to die in the exact same spot, I think Rowan is going to feel peace in the fact that she did her mother and her grandmother right. So she made them proud by staying true to the queen till the very end. And this is probably the best form of loyalty, the purest form of loyalty she can show, is bravely taking the queen's punishment even though she is not guilty, because she is loyal to the queen, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and taking it well. Instead of crying, instead of being scared, she's taking it bravely, this punishment. It's almost like redemption for what Elena did, I think. So, okay, and with her death, I think she's hoping that the slate will be wiped clean for her family, and that they won't be forgotten, and they won't be, I think, oh, we have the mentorship as well. They won't be looked down on by others. She's hoping that the remaining coven members will remember her and the past, like, 2 generations proudly. That the Cavadors did what they thought was best for the queen. Well, Queen Wisteria obviously is not going to remember her very well, because in Queen Wisteria's mind, Rowan was the one who took part in this rebellion, but for everyone else, they've either grown up with Rowan or Rowan has raised their children, and they would know the truth, right? Through Zelda, somehow. They would feel Rowan's sincerity, I think. The judgment isn't as clouded by Wisteria because Isadora hasn't been whispering in their ears. So, Zora, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, she is going to go ahead and execute Rowan, and everyone's gonna watch. Oh, Rowan. Oh, Rowan. Here she goes. Here she goes. Oh my goodness. And after Rowan, Soul's gonna be next. And Soul is saddened by the turn of events, no doubt. I think Rowan was kind of smiling at the end there because, like I said, she did nothing wrong, but Soul is not smiling. She's very, very deeply sad because she knows what she did, right? And she knows it was going to bring her here. And now that the moment is finally upon her, oh, guys, it hurts my heart that our beloved Rana Rain line, who for the past like 4 generations have been defending the throne and defending the Salazar bloodline, this is how they fall apart. This is how they die. With Sol, in all honesty, who did this for all the right reasons. She did it for all the right reasons, but it is treason nonetheless. And she is gonna follow the innocent Rowan in death. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And here she goes. Oh, oh. Sol, my precious Sol. She's processing Rowan's death before death takes her in turn. Oh my heart. And Zora is no doubt just going to be distraught. And look, Wisteria is smiling till the very end. Isadora feels quite enlightened and focused. She's focused because, I mean, think about this, guys. Isadora has lived her whole life being castle keeper, which is an immensely honorable position because this is where it all started with the original castle, and she's always in contact with like the spirits of the past few generations, the ghosts of, you know, the previous queens and any of the princesses that have died. But at the same time, like every other vampire, she has always wanted to be part of the main court, to be part of the current queen's coven in the castle, right? And so the deaths of these ladies is kind of her chance to slip in and become one of the main vampires. So become the center of politics, become the center of everything that happens in the queendom. So she's really focused right now. She knows they need to be dead, and that's what she wants to see. She wants to see this through to the very bitter end. Because she knows that there's something sweet on the other side for her. And she doesn't feel that close to them because she didn't grow up with them. She was kind of in her mind sidelined. And look, she actually disliked. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. Guys, I didn't. She was actually, see, this is where Isadora is the real tyrant over here. Because if you remember, even when they were younger, Isadora was born innately evil. Wisteria developed it later on. Isadora was innately evil. She actually helped influence Wisteria's character to become the necessary kind of evil. So Wisteria only does things that she feels she has to, like tough decisions she feels like she has to make for the betterment of the coven. Isadora, she just does things sometimes for no reason. She was friends with Sol, but she is happy to throw her friend under the bus. And she was affectionate of Sol, but she's happy to throw Sol under the bus if that's what she needs to get into the coven. And then she just disliked Lady Rowan, which I didn't even know about. They're enemies. She's enemies with Rowan. So I guess she saw this as a chance to take out one of her enemies, and she probably thought Zelda was going to be the one of the Sims to die as well. And even though Zelda is her sister, she has no love for her. But okay, she obviously adores her nieces, though. She adores a lot of her nieces. She doesn't even know Princess Aphrodite, but she adores Yuki and Saphira and Galaxia. Okay. Well, there we go. We'll let the Grim Reaper collect their souls. Oh my goodness, guys. I can't believe things have come to this. Like last month, well, we're starting off the new year quite excitingly, aren't we? But December was just a hectic month with everything that happened in Vampire Amazon, and we are starting off on a very, very grim note with 2 deaths. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to these vampires. I mean, whenever we have stages of peace, the peace is not permanent. It's always temporary. Something's gonna happen with these vampires. They are dark creatures. They live dark lives with a lot of dark practices, and so something is going to happen at some point. Something's going to go wrong eventually. Okay, Grimmy, are you going to collect their souls? We're waiting for you to reap them. Zora's probably taking her time, taking her sweet time, and Grimmy over here, he's also just probably waiting for Zora to process her emotions. Come on, Grimmy. We wanna harvest their souls and be on with it. Oh, Zora. Okay, she's witnessing these deaths. Maybe she needs to finish witnessing the deaths so Grimmy can do his job. Come on, Grimmy. Reap their souls. We don't want to be sitting here for ages. As sad as this is, we wanna be done with it. We don't want to stare at their lifeless bodies. Come on, be done with it. Okay, Isadora. Grimmy? Wail about Lady Rowan's demise. Oh. As if Isadora is gonna plead for her enemy. As if. Okay, Zora. Come on. Can you, what kind of actions you can open sim profile of sims that have died? I guess you can. Well, I don't know how long Grimmy is taking. He's definitely taking a bit. Grimmy. Grimmy, do you not want to collect their souls? It's time to collect their souls. It's like, there's like sun, snow, it's spring. I'm scared to reset Grimmy in case something happens and he can't get to these ladies. Jeez. I don't even think the space is that tight. Let's try and reset Grimmy. Grimmy, what about now? Are you gonna collect their souls now that we've reset you? Come on, Grimmy. Mail's being delivered. Grim Reaper is still taking his time. Grim Reaper, literally everyone in this room has processed what just happened. You're the only one who is just taking your sweet time to get this done. Are you trying to prolong our suffering? Are you trying to? Oh my goodness. This is just turning from one miserable thing to the next. Are you okay, Zora? I don't know what just fell on her. Something fell on her. I could reset these guys. Oh my goodness, where'd they go? 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 Where the heck did they go? Oh my goodness. I don't want to lose their flippin'... Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. Where did they go? I don't want to lose their urns. That means they're forgotten forever. That would be depressing. Okay, it's okay. We got their urns. We have their urns, guys. Well, we have their graves. We'll just say Grimmy took his time, okay? So we have Rowan and we have Soul right over here. It's okay. Grimmy took his time, but we managed to get their gravestones. So now I think Wisteria, actually Zora's going to collect these. Let's collect. And they need to be taken. See, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I want to put these guys in. So we have the gravestones. I want to put them in the graveyard where we have all of our ladies remembered. That's where I want to put them. But at the same time, they didn't die in a fire tribute. They died in an execution chamber. So as far as Wisteria is concerned, they should be put in Trader's Rest. And for Soul, it makes sense. But for Rowan, I feel terrible about it. But I think that's what's gonna have to happen. I think they're gonna take these gravestones now, because the execution is done. They're gonna take these gravestones back to the castle, and Zelda is going to take it to Trader's Rest, and she's gonna do their rites, and everything that she would have had done to her at some point. Like, if she hadn't gotten out, she would be in Traitor's Rest. The first royal to ever, like, the first royal-blooded vampire to ever be in Traitor's Rest. Thankfully, she had that favor, but she's gonna have to put these gravestones where they don't belong. But what can we do, guys? What can we do? We'll do all of that in the next episode. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to say I hope you enjoyed because this was a very, very sad episode, but hopefully things get better next time, and I will see you all then.